Hola beloveds, and welcome back to my channel, Pen of the Beloved, the dwelling place for the creator. And my name is Antavia. If you don't know, I make videos about creativity and how to create routines and rhythms of creativity and creation in your own life. So today's video is about creativity, obviously, and cultivation. One of the things I've been wanting to do more of on my channel is actually just kind of talk to the camera instead of spending so much time on vlogging and filming and trying to put together a really pretty looking video, and sometimes the thought of that makes me not want to create a video, and so I'm taking a bit of a different direction. Creativity is oftentimes touted as this great skill that requires an immeasurable amount of talent and gifting. What most people don't realize is actually just how much creativity requires work and discipline, which is something I have had to grow and realize and cultivate in my own life. Creativity is cultivation, and this is something I've been reminding myself of in the last couple of weeks. As I said in my last video, I recently got a new job, I've moved to a new location, and my time has been divvied up in different spaces than it was before, but it's actually created a lot more space for me to actually develop discipline and to create a routine that works well for my work life and my creative life. And all that I do in writing and painting and dancing and creating videos, all of that requires cultivation and it requires work. So one of the things I like to do as a writer is talk about the meaning of words, the origin of the word and where it comes from. I discovered, one of my writing professors showed us this website in college called etymonline.com, which basically shows you the etymological meaning of a word. So the etymological meaning of cultivation is the devoting of special attention or study to the development of a branch of knowledge. By 1716, in the general sense of promotion of mental growth or development. So cultivation is quite literally the developing, the paying attention to, the mending of, and being diligent and studying what it means and how to help it grow. It kind of reminds me of a garden, for example. When you think of tending or cultivating a garden, it requires developing and pruning and doing all of these different things that help the further development of the garden grow. And when you look at plants and the amount of time and effort it takes for them to grow, to help a tiny leaf or a bud sprout into a bigger leaf or a tree or a piece of fruit, it takes special attention, growth, and development that only comes about with time. And time is one thing we don't like to talk about because time is something we can't push forward or make go faster or slower. Time is something we move along with and we pay attention to. And I think when we pay attention to time is when we are able to make the most of it. As creative people in a digital age, we can forget to pay attention to the movement of time. We can forget the reality of time and how time well spent is a good thing. And that life isn't about how fast we move or how many creative things we can do in a short period of time. It's all about the beautiful budding moments in between, and I think that is something that we as creative people and people in general need to be reminded of. It's not about how much we can create and how fast we can do it, but it's really about the enjoyment of what we do, and the time we spend can be time well spent or it can be time rushed. And I know personally, if I'm rushing at something, I get very frustrated very quickly and very easily. And even now, as a 26-year-old adult, I'm learning how to slow down and to be more gentle and more patient with myself, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and especially, I should say especially spiritually and even creatively, because time is not, I wrote a poem about this once, but time is not an enemy. And I think we oftentimes make time the enemy when really we just need to be more disciplined. And I think that's just the simple truth. And when we learn how to expend our time well, it becomes a lot harder to make time the thing that is at fault when it's really just ourselves. And so we need to remember that creativity is cultivation, and that takes time to cultivate routines. It takes time to cultivate rhythms. It takes time to create sometimes, and it's okay to not rush it, because there are some moments that my creativity is not so much producing, but it's just being planted and rooted in peace and quiet and solitude. Sometimes creativity, instead of writing, it's reading a book. Instead of painting, it's not forcing myself to paint because I feel like I should be creative. It's looking at other people's artwork, or it's learning how to sit in silence for 10 to 15 minutes without doing anything and being okay without the doing anything. And I think that is important, and something I'm realizing in my own life as I get older is how I'm spending my time matters, and how I'm using my time and how I'm being creative matters. Because when I was being very bad with my time, I would get so mad and be like, oh my gosh, I need to be more creative, I need to do this, I need to do that. But in the process of all the complaining, I wasn't actually cultivating a space and a time to be creative. I was kind of wasting my time and then complaining about not having time to create, which is my fault. It's not time's fault that time kept moving and I didn't wisely pay attention to how it was moving. So yeah, I hope that makes sense, that creativity is cultivation, and that cultivation takes time, and that we shouldn't always be in such a rush to create, but to just take it day by day, moment by moment, and to understand that it is the small things where it looks like nothing is happening where so many things can be happening. And so that's my video today, is that creativity is cultivation, and that cultivation takes time. So if you enjoyed this video, and if you like these kind of videos where it's just me talking to the camera, then let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Stay creative.